Objective 3 is going to cover linear functions. So you're going to be able to understand that linear functions can be represented in different ways and translate among their various representations. By translate, I mean what happens to the y-intercept if we move our line up and down. What happens to the slope if we change the slope? What happens if we have a parallel line? Is the slope the same or did it change? And what happens if we have a perpendicular line, okay, to our original slope? Linear functions, I can understand the meaning of the slope and intercepts of the graphs of linear functions and zeros of a linear function and interpret and describe the effects of changes in parameters of linear functions in real world and mathematical situations. It's a lot of interpretation. When I'm given a scenario, what is my linear equation? Can I interpret and name all of the properties? Okay, so let's take a look at this. I want you guys to tell me if this is a function, not a function, or a linear function. Okay, is this a function?
No.
Yes, it's a quadratic. If you're having a hard time determining what a function is, just remember that vertical line test. Is it going to intersect the graph more than once? Okay. Is this a function?
No.
Yes, it is. It's a absolute value function. If I were to take my vertical line and do my vertical line test, okay, sorry, that's not a very good. My vertical line's not going to intersect my graph more than once. Okay, does that make sense? Is this a function? Yes, my vertical line test, I am not intersecting the graph more than once. Okay, let me get my pointer back. Okay, so that is a linear function. What about this one?
No.
No, it's not a function. Because if I were to try to do my vertical line test, it'd just be the same vertical line. I've got all those x values stacked on top of each other. Is this a function? Actually, it's supposed to be a function, even though it doesn't really look like it. This isn't supposed to be on top of each other, but this is more of a trigonometric function, okay? Something you'll see later on in calculus. And of course, this is not a function. If we were to do our vertical line test, it's intersecting that graph at least twice, okay? Okay, domain and range. You guys want to do the domain and range? Or are you about sick of domain and range at this point? Okay, let's just go ahead and do it real quick. I want to choose some numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, for my domain. My range, how do I get my range once I'm given a domain?
Multiply.
Plug these values in for x. So 20 times 1 is?
20.
20 times 2?
40.
20 times 3?
60.
20 times 4?
80.
Okay, so I would just basically list all of my values in the set for my domain. Okay, my range are all of those y values, 20, 40, 60, 80, okay, in my set. One more. I know it's really dark. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, if I'm going to give you a domain, I'm going to give you -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I'm going to plug my x values in to get my range. What is 1/2 of -2?
-1.
Okay, -1 plus 3 is 2. What is 0.5 times -1? -0.5. -0.5 plus 3 is 2.5. Okay. 0. If I plug 0 in, what do I get?
0.
3. If I plug 1 in, what do I get? 3.5. What's 1/2 of 2 plus 3? 4. Okay. So my domain, I'm going to list in my set. In my range, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Okay. I'm hoping at this point you guys have a clear understanding of when reviewing domain and range. Okay. Let's see if this shows up. Find the x and y intercepts from the equation. What form is this in? This is in standard form. Okay. How do I know what my x and y intercepts are when I'm given standard form or even slope intercept form? What does that mean? It means that I have zeros, right? So down here I'm going to write when x equals 0, we have a y-intercept, okay? Vice versa. When y equals 0, we have an x-intercept, okay? So basically I'm just plugging 0 in for x and y. I plug 0 in for 5. 5 times 0 is just 0. So basically I have 3y equals 30. I divide by 3 on both sides. What do I get for y? Y equals 10. Divide by 3 on both sides. Okay? Now, if I plug 0 in for y, I get 5x plus 0 equals 30. Okay? Which is basically just 5x equals 30. So what does x equal? X equals 6. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, over here, what do I get for my y-intercept? I have negative 4y equals 8. I plugged 0 in for x, right? You guys paying attention? Chandler, sit up. If I divide by negative 4 on both sides, 8 divided by negative 4 is? 2. Negative 2. Same thing here. If I plug 0 in for negative 4, I get 2x equals 8. What does x equal? X equals 4. Okay? So that is my x and y intercept, given standard form. Make sure you guys get onto Edmodo and review these videos before you take the test. I thought I changed this. I'm sorry. You can't see it. Hold on. Let me... Give me a second. There we go. That's better. That's out of the way. Okay, you guys ready? The table shows the cost of mailing a letter in different years. During which time interval did the cost increase at the greatest rate? We're looking at slope. What is the greatest slope between these different time intervals? I know this increased by 3 years. This increased by 2 years, 1 year, and this increased by 13 years. Between my 3 years, my cost increased by how much per year from here to here? 3 cents, right? Going from here to here, it remained the same, okay, so I know that's not an answer choice. And going from here to here, it increased by how much? 4 cents for 1 year. From 1990 to 1991, okay? And then from here, it increased at least a fraction of a cent because it's such a long period of time. So between what time interval did it increase the most? 1990 to 1991, okay? So we're looking at slope. Greatest per year. Does that make sense, guys?
No.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because I don't understand why, if it does, like, go up more than 1990 to 1991, why is it still...
Because from 1990 to 1991, there's a 1 year difference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that 1 year, it increased 4 cents. Okay? Over here, it increased from 85 to 88 was 3 years. It had increased 3 cents, right? So I know that it at least increased 1 cent per year. Does that make sense? And then over here, if I were to take the difference, this is an 8 cent difference over a 13-year period of time. And if I divide it, it would give me like a fraction of a cent. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, good. All right, moving on. Okay, let's look at a positive, negative, 0, and undefined slope. We're going to identify the difference. What type of slope would I have here if I just had a straight line going across? No, I would have 0. Now think of a little man standing on top. Is he going anywhere? No, he's just ground level 0, okay? Look at this one. Is this positive, negative, undefined? Positive. If I had a little man climbing up, he's going up, right? Up is positive. What if I had a little man here? Which way is he going?
Still looks like. Yeah.
Okay, so down, so he's going negative. What if I had a little man trying to stand? He's falling down. Okay, this is undefined. I also know it's undefined. It's an undefined slope because it's not even a linear function. It's not linear. Remember, we just identified that, yes ma'am. Well, we have work today, but we have more using manipulatives to do it. Okay, you guys ready? You guys understand the difference between undefined and zero now? So if you get a test question, think of that little man. Even if you have to draw a little man on your test, draw a little man on your test, all right? Nobody cares. There's no shame in that. Okay, you guys remember how to find the slope of a line using rise over run? Okay, so our slope is rise over run. If I were to start at this point, I already know that it's going to be what kind of slope? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So if I start here, I'm going to count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I have 8 over, and then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. What's negative 8 over 4? Oh my gosh. Divide. Negative 2. 8 divided by 4 is what, people? 8 divided by 4. 2. I had 2 people answer me. Okay, if I start here, I know this is going to be a what type of slope? Positive or negative? It's positive, so I'm going to count up. 1, 2, 3. So I went up 3, and then I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So my slope is 3/5. I can't simplify that. Okay? That's as simplified as it's going to get. All right. Let's look at this one. Calculate the slope of the line that passes through the following points. What type of formula is this? It's our slope. Nope, just a slope formula. Okay. So in your notebooks or on the packet that you guys picked up, I want you to calculate slope for each one of these problems. I'm going to go ahead and get you started. This is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. 0 minus 3 over negative 4 minus 2. Right. Here I have x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm just plugging the values in, Ricardo. Okay? So I've got negative 1 minus 7 over negative 9 minus 2. What's negative 1 minus 7? Negative 8 and negative 9 minus 2. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay. Let's look at this one. This one's interesting. x1, y1, x2, y2. If you have to, every single time, please label the x and y values, okay, what order they come in. y2 is negative 1 minus 4. And then x2 minus x1 is 3 minus 3. So then I have negative 5 over 0. Can I have a 0 in my denominator? No. This does not exist. Okay? The slope does not exist. Alright?
No.
Let's look at this one. Does that make sense, Ricardo? Okay. Yep. Annie does not exist. So I have negative 5 minus a negative 5. over 6 minus a negative 9. What's negative 5 minus a negative 5?
Zero.
0. Anything divided by 0, I don't even have to do the denominator. No, if my numerator is 0, my slope is going to be 0. Remember, if we have a slope that's 0, it's that straight line all the way across. Okay? Slope equals 0. Okay? Does that make sense? You guys kind of get the hang of it a little bit? Okay, next. Write the equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and passes through -2, 6 in slope intercept form and point slope form. Okay, I gave you guys your formula charts that you're going to use on the EOC. The slope intercept form, please identify the formula for that. Look on your charts and find slope intercept form and somebody give it to me.
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. The reason why it's called slope intercept is because we have a slope and we have a intercept. What intercept is this?
Y.
The y-intercept. Okay? Point slope formula. Can somebody give it to me?
Y minus y1 equals m.
Equals m times x minus x1. The reason why it's called point slope is because I have a point here, and then I have my slope, okay? A lot of times you guys get confused with this formula because you don't understand what happens to this y and this x. Where's the values for that? I don't want values for y and x because I want it like this, right? This is just, if I'm given a point, this is how I would write to get my equation in slope-intercept form, okay? So, I'm given a slope of what? 2. So here, I can just plug it in, 2, okay? And I don't know what this y-intercept is, so I have to go over here and actually solve. So let's plug it in. Y minus, what's y1? 6. Equals my slope of 2 times x minus -2, okay? I can simplify this inside my parentheses because I know 2 negatives make a. Okay, it's asking us to leave it in point slope form. So this is how I would leave it in point slope form. So if you get a question on your test, it says, which one of these is in point slope form, for example, this is your answer, okay? Now I would take this, okay, and I would go over here. I'm going to solve so I can get it in slope-intercept form. What do I have to do first? Simplify something, correct? What's something?
Ooh,
-6.
Distribute, thank you. Distribute that 2 in there.
2x.
2x plus
4.
4. Now what do I have to do?
-6.
Plus 6.
Add 6. Okay, do I add 6 to my 2x?
No.
No, they're not like terms. So now I have y equals 2x plus 10. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe,
Yes.
I'm here. Okay, we'll see. May 6th. I'm going to do a countdown. What is the slope of a line that is parallel? What does parallel mean?
Going in the same direction.
They never touch.
Same direction, but what does it mean when I have slope?
They're not.
Never gonna cross it.
Just next to each other.
The slope is the same. So if I have a line parallel to this equation, what is my slope?
1/3 of it.
My slope is just 1/3. Okay? What is the slope of a line that is perpendicular? Okay, for those of you that don't remember, perpendicular means that my slope is the negative reciprocal. I hope I spelled that right.
I don't think so.
Well, I am not an English teacher,
I
so
don't think they're going to spell that.
1/3. First of all, 1/3 has to be negative, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what does reciprocal mean?
The opposite, so it's 3.
So we have to flip it, which makes it 3 over 1, which written in simplified terms is -3. Okay? That means if I have a slope of 1/3, okay, this is 1/3, and I have a negative reciprocal, my negative reciprocal is -3, it has to intersect in it. It has to make that right angle, okay? That's how we get a negative reciprocal to get a perpendicular line, okay? Please watch these videos. All right, you guys are, this was a released test question from last year. So it's incorporating a couple different objectives here. We're incorporating a generalization algebraically. We're going to generalize this. And we're also going to use the slope formula. Okay, it's asking for the slope of the line. Let me change my pen color. If 2kk and 3k, 4k are 2 points on the graph, what is the slope of the line? Why can't k equal 0? Because it would not exist. Okay, I can't have 0 in my denominator. So if I have x1, y1, x2, y2, somebody tell me how to set it up, and then you guys do it.
4k minus k over 3k minus 2k.
Excellent. You guys simplify this. We are combining like terms.
Would be 3 squared.
3k divided by 1k.
3k.
Over
Dusty said it. Can I simplify that any further?
I just said that!
Can I simplify it any
No, you
further?
said 1k, not
Shut up, that's not the same thing!
3k.
She's like, out of
That's serious.
Can I cancel anything out? Is there anything
Yeah.
divided that's
Hey.
getting 1?
3k by k.
K divided by K gives you 1, so your answer is? Good.
Oh! What did you call me?
Wait, how'd you
You guys ready?
In just a second. Wait. Why didn't, like, since you did, like, k minus k over there, why didn't you just do it over there by 4k and then just put 4? Like, the same thing you can do.
4K minus K.
Could it be like k with the very same thing? Because, like, right here, like, k and then k, but you got like k and k.
No, K divided by K is 1. It's not subtracting. K divided by K. Anything divided by itself is 1. If I have a happy face divided by a happy face is
1 happy face?
1. If I have a KC divided by a KC, what do I have?
That's 2k.
She cancels herself out, so that she just becomes a number 1. Does that
Suicide
make
rises.
sense?
I thought it was, but it's not.
I forgot to draw the hair. Hold on.
That is really good hair.
Okay. Graph f of x equals 2x and g of x equals 2x plus 4. Do I have an intercept here for my y-intercept? Okay, when it's asking you to graph, the first thing you need to do is graph that intercept. How do I do my rise over run? 2 over 1. So up 1, 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Okay, draw that line straight through. Okay, it's a beautiful line. Thank you. All right, what's our intercept here? 4. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have the same slope, guys? Yes. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. What type of transformation is this? How did it transform?
It's the
Same slope, so it went up how many?
4.
It translated up 4.
Translated starts with an S.
Slide.
Okay.
That looks like a W.
Our intercept
WP4.
Yes, WP4.
What does W stand for?
Slope stayed the same. All right, move on. Make a prediction. Given f of x equals 3x plus 1, decrease b. What's b? The y-intercept. What's the y-intercept here?
1.
1. Okay. Decrease b by 2 units. And increase m by 1 unit. What's m? Slope. M is 3. Okay. So what is our new equation?
4x minus 1.
Decrease by 2 units. So it'll be minus 1. Okay. Graph both equations. Use your calculator to graph both equations. This is the last problem of the day, and then you guys are going to work on your packets. I'm going to graph by hand. What? Okay, see me after.
Wait, is the first equation
It's plus 1, sorry.
Got that wrong.
So plus 1, and then I've got 1, 2, 3 over 1.
No, I brought it forward, but he came along. I brought one.
You guys, I'm still recording. I can hear your entire conversation.
Alright.
Ooh, bananas are healthy.
Okay, my new equation, 4x minus 1. I start down here. I go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then it'll intersect. Okay? So this is 4x minus 1, g of x. And then this one is f of x. Okay? That's what I put, plus 1. Okay, that's it for today. Work on the problems that I handed out to you guys. We'll go over it tomorrow.